All right, it is 7:22. Let's check in now with Dan in Sonoma. What's up, dude?
Sean, good morning. The Chicago shooting report is the Monday, 14 shot, 2 killed. With this E. Jean Carroll's evidence, or judgment, if you want to call it that, just like Anita Hill, this woman had no evidence whatsoever. And I mean, the best evidence in Trump's favor is this woman's so ugly she wouldn't be sexually harassed. There's my shallow comment for the day.
Somebody shut my mic off.
What?
Yeah, it was off. Must have been me.
E. Jean Carroll's attorneys got in there. This whole thing is just who knows what's going to happen. The raw Trump hatred is just amazing. Couple of very depressing stories I've seen over the weekend. A number of countries have agreed to halt funding to the UN. UN has a whole variety of organizations, and one of them apparently, according to Israel, were involved in the October 7th attack. And so Israel brought this to a number of nations' attention. They've looked into this, and they seem to have found this is true. Now, the UN is claiming ignorance, saying they'll launch an investigation into this whole thing. But I've known the UN is corrupt and the UN is just dirty. We should have pulled out of that worthless organization decades ago.
I agree.
We're still not going to.
I agree. I don't like the UN. Never really have.
I mean, things like I think they're putting Iran in charge of nuclear weapons and so forth. As far as
well, they're trustworthy, aren't they, Dan?
Of course they are. It's just really, really sickening. Which leads to my my next story that I found. Iran apparently was able to launch 3 satellites this past weekend into orbit, and that's in full violation of international law because they're under restriction. These satellites are going to improve their ballistic missile capabilities without question. And the thought comes to mind that if they have this level of technology, they have nuclear weapons. I'm certain of it. They just haven't announced it yet.
They won't announce it until one goes off somewhere.
True. Then like
Israel.
any terrorist, they'll lay claim to it. But if this is true, and I think it is, this might explain why the administration is tiptoeing around any response to Iran. Because, I've always said Iran answers to no one. And if they have this level of capability, they'll use it wherever they see fit. And this is of course a nightmare scenario for us. And with feeble Joe, who can barely put 2 sentences together, he can barely put 1 sentence together, and with the administration's literally crumbling. We still don't see, we still don't word of Lloyd Austin or who's in charge or what's going on with our military defenses. This is the right time for them to pull any stunt like this. This is going to be, if this is true, and they bring out something nuclear, this will be the biggest October surprise yet.
I will be really shocked if something doesn't happen before Election Day.
Yeah, I will too.
Either that or something here. With all the troops that are crossing the border. There are Russian troops, Chinese troops, there's you name it. There's whatever coming across the border. So I'm expecting something to happen here.
Well, you've got this impeachment from Mayorkas, which won't go through the Senate. But here's the thing, again, this impeachment and these actions by Republicans should have happened years ago. They waited 3.5 years to finally do something, and it's probably you're not going to have any results. And if Mike Johnson, by the way, who's still in negotiations with Democrats, if they come to any agreement that doesn't include enforcing the law, Republicans now own the Biden policies because they're agreeing with it.
I know. And the wall has to be there or no deal.
You know what? I mean, again, I go back to those 8 people who pulled the trigger and tried to get Jim Jordan in as Speaker. They may have to pull the same thing. And again, this system is so broken, and the Republicans broke it. And now I think the other thing, too, within the party, they just don't want Trump in. They would allow this chaos just to keep that man out of office. It's that corrupt, that sick within the Republican Party.
I would agree. It's sad. But
and yet another
very
very uplifting phone call to start your Monday.
I know. I'm worried about the future, Dan. I wonder. I'm going to be, like I say, I'm going to be shocked if nothing big happens before November.
But don't worry. The Niners are in the Super Bowl. That's what everyone cares about these days.
Everyone?
Pretty much everyone. They're letting the country go to hell as long as you get through Super Bowl and their beer and whatever else. So.
Yeah, well, I guess when things are going off the rails like that, you need a little entertainment, I guess. Some entertainment. I prefer music, though, rather than pro sports, but that's just me.
Yeah. I'll take my comic books any day. Anyway, talk to you tomorrow, pal.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks.
7:28 now.